Test, test, test.
Ah, yes.
Test, 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 test,
Yes.
test, test, test. Okay, so I'm the 3. Test, test. So we have 3 to 1. Okay, so we continue with the European project we wanted to present. And so the idea behind this presentation is that we are all in an academic environment, and there you have research projects, and this is a cool research project that has a lot to do with supply chains, because we look at cybersecurity and we have there a supply chain of different services that are working together so that we can detect attacks. They come from different vendors, and we try to integrate them into a VR environment. We'll go much more into detail there, but the supply chain to me is especially that we come from different vendors, and we come also from different observation points, and in the end we want to create a unified view in order to detect things better. And we have how many partners? 10 partners or even more in the project from all across Europe. And today we have the luck that last week we had a project meeting, and therefore we still have some of the partners here. And so Mohammed will also work tomorrow on the CTF, but today he is technical coordinator of the cyber sector project. We have Mina, who is there from ITML, who will also present her part, and I will present the virtual reality part. And with that said, and we also have Michael, also from TUM. With that, I hand over to you, because you can explain it much better than me.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Just shift it to the other side.
This
2 times.
good. So as said, I will save this is for tomorrow. And what we will speak today it's about our EU project, which is Cyber Sector. I just gather some kind of article from the news. I'm not sure how true this is, because I believe this is something more critical and more serious. Okay, so if you look, there's amazing also news about attack from Russia before the war against Ukraine. There's recent attack in some kind of train station in UK. Some boat, they were attacked, and all they were cybersecurity attacks. And because this is, as I said, there's countries against. And what EU was having such kind of statement, which is about the digital disruption. They said such money and economy, it's now threaten our life. And our life, it's threaten also our democracy, its freedom, our value. The call always to get some kind of project from university, from industrial, to create a project to ensure cybersecurity for all this. And to do this is, I guess, we start to think how we can approach such kind of problem. And usually the people who are familiar with the cybersecurity expert, we always around this. So we have prevention. So people aim to write secure code. We have firewalls, we have technology, and we believe that in reality this is not enough. And then the people start thinking that we need another layer, which is about detection. And within detection, you find all this AI, machine learning, magic things that we look at the behavior of the component, the behavior of the system, and to try to find if there's something malicious or not. Is this enough? No. The reality, this is not enough, and you need another layer, which is the response. So the moment that I get an attack, I need to react to this attack. Is this is easy task? Also no. Because whenever we think about this, we need to think about 2 important things. How I react to certain attacks, and this is should be what we are saying should be active. So the attack should have some kind of countermeasure to prevent this attack. Should be proactive. So I should not always react to the attack after the attack is here. So if I get some material or some part of my system attacked, my reaction system needs to look at the other part of the system to protect it. Should be efficient, dynamic, and the other big question also, who can implement this reaction, response? Usually we have something called SOC, Security Operational Center, but this is always good or not because this is a human. So you are sitting behind a computer, we receive some kind of alerts, some kind of information about the attack, and we take this detection. And I guess this could be thousands of alerts daily. And if we believe that you need to have now more array or more tools to support the autonomous of this action. And based on all this we just decide to write a proposal. And of course, sorry, this is just some example about the paper that also we are working in our group, so in each one of this layer. And as I said, we just decided to create a proposal, and proposal get funded. So as Mark Oliver was saying, there's many partners. The project just started in September 2023. And years, I just give some names about the partners. So if you look at industry, we have Machuli, who are the coordinator of the project. We have Airbus from France. We have OTE, and we have Athena Airport as a pilot provider. From university, we have Technical University of Munich as a technical leader for the project. We have IMT Atlantic, Mark Oliver. We have LIU from Sweden, University of Crete from Greece, and ARU from UK. Also, we have many SME, Aegis, and also here we have ITML, where Mina also will present. And we have some association, which is, I guess, from Belgium, EIT Digital. So what was the idea behind the project? We just said that we need to find a solution which tried to prevent the thing that I was saying. So what we need to ensure that our digital infrastructure, if there's attack, we keep it working. And we need to find a dynamic way to react to such kind of attack. We need to ensure that better interactive between the SOC analyst and the system that we already have. And because we will have a lot of AI, we need also better understanding about this AI. And this is where we need the virtual reality. So the idea of the project was that we will have 4 components. One which is the digital infrastructure that we already have, for example. And because it's always difficult to work with real digital infrastructure, we thought, why we don't use a digital twin? So we said, now we could use our digital infrastructure, replicate this in the digital twin, and they have something called virtual infrastructure. In the top of this we said that we will build some kind of AI-empowered security tool. On top of them, we have the digital twin-powered for reality. And then you have, for example, 2 organizations now. They already have CyberSecDome. We just said, OK, we need to find a way how we can share the information among them. And to do this we have PICs. And here the sharing should not be the trivial sharing, because you need to ensure that the privacy of the data is already protected. So you need to find a way that how I can move or train my model in different DOM without violating the GDPR or the privacy data. I will go step by step how all this tool will be interconnected and work together. And as I said, we will start from the digital infrastructure, move it to virtual infrastructure, and our goal from there that we get the data. Beside the data, our goal also to find a way how we can implement some attack in the virtual domain. The moment that we get the data, the first interface, it will be something called IDB, which is the intrusion detection system and intrusion protection system. So in this small component, we have signature-based intrusion detection system, and we try to build machine learning-based intrusion protection. So besides, I start to see if there's something malicious, I'm pretty sure about it, but also I try to increase the cybersecurity to see if there's something that I predict to be unsecure. The moment that we get this what will produce from this will produce alerts. So we'll have a lot of alerts coming from this system. Looking at this alert, you need some kind of another layer of intelligence. And because of that, we said we will develop so-called incident investigation. And this is also AI-based. And the goal from the incident investigation to look at multiple layer and try to find if there's a connection between them. And by finding this connection, this gives the SOC analyst more, for example, way to understand how to protect the system. Of course, whenever we get an attack, there is related to this attack. And this is where we use so-called dynamic risk analysis. And the goal from this dynamic risk analysis, while my organization under attack, I need to understand which I'm facing. And how we can support this is how we can train this is because maybe the system, you put it in operation and suddenly something can. How you know this is whether it's good or not? We said, let's train this model offline by using pen testing. If you remember, I said we have now the virtual interface, and within this virtual interface, we will have automated pen testing, be capable to play with this digital infrastructure to create me the alert now that I can train my whole system. So now I have an alert, let's say a relationship between this. I have risk this alert. I need to take now an action. And here come the goal of so-called, which is dynamic and adaptive response system. And I will let Michael maybe speak a little bit about it because he's the one leading the activity there.
Thank you. My name is Michael. As Mohammed said, the DAO is basically a component which does the dynamic and adaptive intrusion response. Basically, we get all the data, we collect all the risk associated with it. So the dynamic and adaptive intrusion response system is basically there, as the name says, to dynamically and adaptive respond to the intrusion. This means we use also AI, reinforcement learning in this case, to create a so-called playbook. And a playbook, you can imagine, is a set of actions. And this set of actions aims towards providing the VR interface optimal responses which aim to resolve the intrusion, hopefully. So basically what we assist there is the Security Operations Center, which does the actual resolving of the incident, gets supported by this AI selected response options.
Good, thank Michael. So now if you look at the layer is complete. So we have a lot of AI components that they are doing a lot of magic, and we need somehow understand whether the thing is happening makes sense or not. And for this is become the next layer for our project, which is about the VR interface, which is the virtual reality interface, where Mark Oliver is leading this activity.
So today is that they're very complex, and we have lots of we have lots of system components, and there are acts of research that we are following at my chair and also in the project is how can we improve the interface towards the user. So how can we improve the interface between the security and that is analyzing the cybersecurity of the different components. And the biggest algorithms is virtual reality, because there you have 3D information with movement, and you cannot have more. I mean, you could have feelings, but we have some tactical handsets, and so you also have that. These are many of the sensors that we can feel, and so this is the closest interface that we can realize with standard hardware today that is non-intrusive, where we don't have to put a Neuralink plug to our brain. And so therefore in the project we look at how can we take all this information, how can we visualize it in a meaningful way in a virtual reality environment. And of course people are not used to that, and therefore we do not want to exchange the traditional interfaces, but rather to offer additional views on the data that help security analysts to better find out what is happening in the system. And to be a bit more concrete, so things we are doing is, for instance, having floor plans like of this room and saying, okay, here's a device, it has certain alarms, here's a device, it has certain alarms, and having such views enables people to better understand what is happening in such a system. Another view is that you have data and you can immersively dive through it. You have colors, you have different factors. And this is also cool because it enables you to use your brain to perceive something that is a little bit ambient and so on. And this is also very innovative because this is one way of making AI better understandable, because today we have lots of data and we want to do something with it. We typically throw AI. Our approach is we make it better perceivable by our brains, and so we can better understand what is happening in such systems. And so what you can imagine is that in the future you use traditional interfaces, and for certain tasks you put the classes and then you dive into it together with users that are at distance, and you can together explore the data space that is helping to detect better cybersecurity incidents.
Good. Thanks, Marco Ivar.
You're welcome.
So if you look now, we could have the DOM bar say it's complete. So I have information, I have alerts, I have AI model, I have virtual reality that capable or allow me to understand what's happening. But this is, let's assume that this is a hospital in Germany, and how I get benefit from this is to move the same knowledge that I already have to another hospital in France. And for this is, as I said, we need a way to share this information. And this will be the last part of our project, which is about the BICS, where Mina is leading this activity and can tell us more about it.
Yep. So, as Mohammed said, CyberSecDOM is all about AI models, all the tools we saw before for prediction, for prevention and response. Everything is backed up and powered by an AI model. We know that AI models needs lots of data to be trained, needs good quality of data to be trained, and these organizations, of course, they have this opportunity, but it's even in the same organization, moving data to the cloud can be risky if there is a compromise of the channel that sends the data. But this is even more important when you have different organizations where compliance and GDPR, but also competition reasons make you want to keep your data local. So for this reason, PICS was implemented, designed with a federated learning solution. We've heard some things also during the poster session today. There is a big interest in this area. So we have a federated learning solution. Everything is, all the models are trained locally with local data, and then only the model parameters are sent to the cloud where they can be merged. This also gives an opportunity for organizations that their data do not cover all the use cases that might arise. For example, some cyber attacks may not happen to one organization, but this AI knowledge, another organization has obtained it, and then they can share it and merge the model and share this knowledge. So this is the PICS tool, and we will say many more things around this topic on Wednesday, where we have a challenge as well.
Thank you, Mina. Yep. So this is in a nutshell about our project. If you are interested, everybody here will be happy to answer your question. If you have also a question, you can send it to me. And as I said, I will be super excited to meet all of you tomorrow to play a little bit some kind of capture the flag competition beside whatever we are saying. Thank you very much. No questions? Good. Then I guess we can move to the next. Sure? No questions? Okay, good. Then you lost your chance. Thank you very much for listening.
The remainder of today is that we look at the challenges, and then afterwards we look at the Fab Lab with Aline, who's there, and then we'll do a little bit making with Aline and Hugo. Okay. So there are 3 challenges, as I was already sending you, and one challenge will be remote tutored, but I will tell you something about all 3 challenges. Let's see if we can connect Alex, because if so, he can present the challenge himself. Maybe let's give me 1 second and I will check. we try to connect Alex, so this is the Zoom. Let me just mute this audio. Okay, so this was the delay of the Zoom. So we have 3 challenges, and it's 3 cool challenges. 2 of them, so all 3. The good thing is this year all 3 of them are already significantly advanced. So that means there were already lots of people working on them, and that's quite cool because that means you can build on something that is already there. So Alex will present the 3rd challenge if he connects himself. If not, I can also present it. So the the first challenge is the hardware-oriented challenge. I mean, I don't know if this is the order that I wrote you, but there's a hardware-oriented challenge, and the hardware-oriented challenge is there is quite some IoT material in the background that we can install here in the room. And when you do events like this one, or in general when you're in a room, it could be super interesting to use the ambience in order to inform the people in the space of something. So this could be the remaining time of the talk, but it could also be there. So this is to look at how can we remotely control. And so the challenge there is to connect the devices and then to create some intelligence that you have for your communication. You'll get much more details. I just give an overview. And for this one, there are other words you can really build on top of that. It's also very interesting. So this morning we were delayed because the live streaming was not working, and to automatically capture the image that comes from here, to record the sound, and to create automated Twitter posts and Facebook posts and sending it. And the second challenge is looking at what is it already doing and then improving it so that we have a fully automated communication department that is communicating over an event that is happening live. Is Alex connected remotely? Maybe I will call him because he really wanted to present. Okay, so maybe he will connect. You've seen I've just written him. If not, so Alex is also a PhD student of mine, and with him we're working on a very important topic, which is fake news. So fake news, again, can be seen in the supply chain as attack, because fake news is automated generation of fake information in order to influence you to think in certain directions, influencing your voting behavior, influencing your buying behavior, and so on. It's a super old topic, but with generative AI, it's becoming more and more important because you can create a mass of false information and you can individually target people. And with Alex, what we are currently doing is we're developing a tool that is called Judge GPT. And this is about generating fake news and then afterwards presenting it to the user and letting the user decide if something is fake news or not. And I can tell you it's super. So when we first created the tool, Alex showed it to me, and I was not able to do it. I mean, areas where I have super much expertise, yes, but for areas where I have average to low expertise, it's impossible for me. It was impossible for me, and of this exercise we'll be working on. I mean, you will see lots of modules like the presentation, the evaluation, and so on. But the goal of this exercise will be working on the generator. So which information to take, how to transform it into real news and fake news. So obviously it's real news already, but how to create fake news from it, and working on that module and presenting then something to the user. So these are the 3 challenges that we have for you. All 3 are very interesting, and the goal of the exercise, we started this already 5 years ago, so the goal of the exercise is working on something fun, developing something, but the goal of the exercise is also presenting it at the end. And for that one, as you've seen in the program, on Friday we have a jury of external company members, and on Friday you have pitch time. So you will present your project, and in that one you should present the project in a way that the jury is understanding why it's the coolest project and why it saves the planet. And together with your coaches, so each challenge will have a coach, you're also working on that aspect during the limited time that we have, and so that you have the best presentation on Friday to eventually win the jury award. So the coaches are as follows. So for the IoT challenge, there's Erkin, who is just there in front. For the social media challenge, there's Christian, who just left, who is there. And for the fake news challenge, there's Alex, and Alex is not present. He will just be remotely available, but he said he'll also have time this week to take care of you. Do you have questions? Or better, which are your questions? Is the concept clear? For the challenges, you'll get a much better idea than what I just presented by just looking at it. Yes? So for the challenges, when you look at the program, there are these green slots, I guess, we put them, which are Makeathon challenges. And in these slots, the idea is to work on the challenges, so you will every day work on them. But overall, as we have a quite full program in the week, you will have about 12 to 14 hours to work on these challenges. As you've seen when I send around who is with whom in the challenge, you will also be with people that are together with you in the afternoon and so on. So if you want, you can also exchange more on it. We have 2 hack nights, one tomorrow where you can do the CF or already work a bit more on your challenge, and one on Thursday, and one on Wednesday, and on Friday we have again where you can finish your presentation. And so the green slots will be the one where you will be working. You're welcome. Which other questions do you have? Okay, so I mean, I'm around. So whenever you have questions, just ask me. But yes. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So indeed, we have 2 common challenges. The one is the CTF, where we have the CTF team here from TUM, and the other one is the ITML Federated Learning Challenge, because these were core topics where we said, okay, the important things where it is cool when you all are working a bit on that, and where the nicely prepared something to work with, and so this will be super interesting. And for the other challenges, it might even be interesting to apply something that you learned in these hands-on exercises. And the Makeathon is really a free exercise. It's so the Alex who is taking care of the fake news is working at Microsoft, and they were also just having such an event where they had people coming together, working on the challenge, pitching it, presenting it, and at least for the team working on the fake news, he can also show one of the videos they produced there. That is, of course, 100% sales. So it's just, okay, the planet without us is dying, and now we're doing something, and we're all safe. And you should think into that direction, and this is also why I put on Friday, I think, startup pitches, because when you're a startup, you also have to sell your thing. It's like at these TV shows where you have the judges, and you come out, okay, I have the coolest idea, give me 3 million euros for 1% of my company. This is the spirit we want to play a little bit with in this exercise. Okay, good. So then it's 4:30, so we're a little bit after time still, I guess. I don't know, I don't have the program. I have the program. So if you didn't see that, so Olivia created these nice things, and in there you have the program. And okay, we're a little bit ahead of the program, but this is good because then, given that Aline is already available, I hope so, we can start with the lab cyber tour, and then afterwards we'll have to leave around 5:30 for the city tour tonight. And we can walk there, it's not far, and then afterwards we can go to the restaurant, which is also nearby. Okay, good. Any other questions? If not, I check with Aline, and then we can go over.